Hustlers taking on the Carolina Pickleball Club, recently relocated from Seattle. There's Ben Johns on display, making his 2024 debut in Major League Pickleball. He was the #1 overall draft selection, and a lot of eyeballs on this one because Jack Sock is the key leader for his team, and the New York Hustlers so thrilled to be alongside PPA Touring Pro Greg Dow. I'm Michelle McMahon. The Hustlers have a lot to play for, currently sitting 10th in the standings right now. Just collected 3 standing points in Atlanta. Maybe not the debut they were hoping for there, the Carolina Pickleball Club. We haven't seen a match from them yet, so let's start with the New York Hustlers and Jack Sock. What do you expect to see on their side as we get set for the men's doubles portion of this match, Greg Dow?
You know what? I expect Jack to come out firing here. I know he didn't have his greatest debut for MLP last time, but I know Sock pretty well, actually. We're from around the same area, played with him a decent amount, and I know he loves MLP and wants to play well, so I expect Jack to come out firing here. And then CJ Klinger, the young gun, 6'8". I think he's 6'8", Michelle. No, he's probably 6'3", but 6'3" lefty. He's 18 years old. The guy's an absolute stud. So it's a really interesting team because he's a quieter kid too, and you know, Jack is definitely not quiet. So it's an interesting dynamic and should be a really exciting match.
CJ Klinger, 18 years.
The Hustlers, I know we're commentating their match. I'm a little biased, but I think they do have a lot of upside only because Jack is still new to the game and obviously a phenomenal tennis player. So I think he's going to only continue to improve. And then CJ Klinger is 18 years old. So he's going to continue to improve as well and gain confidence. So I like the Hustlers. I know we're watching them. It's an easy answer, but I really do think, especially on the guys' side, because they already have such great girls. I mean,
Leah Jansen and
Jackie,
yep,
who are well-established players and top 15, top 10 players for sure. So I think if the guys continue to get better, which they will in the next 6 months, this team could really be tough at the end of the year.
There's a look at the world #1, the #1 overall pick. He has over 126 PPA crowns to his name. He is the king of the sport, and he picked his brother, of course, Colin Johns, who was the last pick for their team at 47. He was still available there. Also took Jesse Irvin and Andrea Koop. Of course, they spent the most money on Ben John, so they had limitations when it came to their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th picks. So Jesse Irvin was the 44th pick for their squad, Andrea Koop the 43rd pick, and Colin Johns 47. And Colin and Ben feel very confident with their ladies. Andrea Koop has put up some great results on the PPA side in women's doubles, made it all the way to the final several times, and playing with Jade Kawamoto, ironically enough. There's Jack Sock, and that forehand in the middle. They've got 2 forehands in the middle, though, with the lefty, CJ Klinger, as you pointed out. That ferocious forehand of Jack Sock is something to watch. CJ Klinger will start us with first serve. Over to Colin, the right side specialist. Jack Sock, he keeps it light on the court, and he is the all-time entertainer here in pickleball. Game on. CJ Klinger up first to Colin Johns.
0-0. All right.
Yeah, you know, we're so used to them winning every single match and every single tournament, so it's surprising when they lose a couple in a row, which they have. So I think, you know, maybe there's some added pressure, maybe not, because they're still. Yeah, I think they're still the premier team in pickleball, but great start here. And this is what they want to do. They want to just dink and dink until someone makes a mistake.
So many misses right now, unforced errors on the side of the New York Hustlers. Like Carolina's doing too much to get them out of position, just seeming like they're finding their balance here.
5-0. Point.
It's 3 volley misses from CJ in a row there. See if you can get back on track.
Point. Timeout, New York.
All right, that's quite the deficit to start game one here. 7-0 on the side of the Johns brothers, who are feeling no pressure right now. And Mike Wolf is the coach there for the New York Hustlers. Started on the tennis side with Jack Sock and now has taken several of these players under his wing for this one. What's the biggest diagnosis you would have for the New York Hustlers at this point with the 7-point hole? Just unforced errors?
Yeah, you said it. I mean, just unforced errors. It's tough because I think Jack and CJ have to play aggressive if they want to beat the Johns brothers. They know they can't sit there and hit 37 dinks and expect to win this game. So they have to be aggressive, but they can't do dumb stuff and can't give away free points, which they're currently doing. So not a good start from them, but let's see. You know, they're also.
Does having 2 forehands in the middle give Jack Sock less of an ability to take over on the left by chance, or is there nothing there?
Yeah, you think it's an advantage automatically having 2 in the middle, but you know, for Jack, I think he does like playing a little more court in the middle, so maybe it's not a big advantage because CJ's a lefty.
Oh, what a get from CJ. That was close.
I think it was out, but it was tight. We don't have the best angle. Jack barely misses that one. I think just going for a winner there. It's just a tough. That's a 1 in 10 shot even for Jack.
A little bit of life on the side of the Hustlers. CJ Klinger, by far the youngest on this side.
Just a perfect spot by Ben there. It was hard, but not too hard, but just right in that right hip. Perfect.
To Greg's reference, we're in the baseline corner of Jack's sock.
Get up. 12-6.
Calling with the speed up chance. Jack Sock thanks him for it.
Yeah, Sock and Klinger definitely warmed up now. We've got this back within striking distance. Still a 5-point deficit, but definitely playing a lot better.
Play by Ben Johns.
Thought CJ had a forehand in the middle of that dinker alley where he could have sped it up, but he chose to dink it.
13-7 at the switch.
Carolina, yeah, gets to the end change first, 13-7. And Dave Fleming, haven't mentioned him yet, the general manager and coach for the Carolina Pickleball Club, owned by Tom Dundon. And they went all in on Ben Johns, understandably so. And Ben's logic in the ladies he selected, Andrea and Jessie, is that he likes that stability on his right. He wants that consistent play, and if this team is going to avoid going to a dream breaker, he felt the most confident with these 4 on his team. And if it were to go to a dream breaker, obviously Ben would have to carry his weight there. Here are the team numbers according to DUPR, next to even. And Team DUPR, of course, Carolina making their debut. Right now, they have not won any games other than participating in them, but 33% on the New York Hustlers side. Not great. And 25% in matches won. Still looking to develop that chemistry. And, of course, this men's doubles team, a big part of that. And I'm just not sure about forehands in the middle with Jack Sock. Would you have a lefty maybe pinch more to the sideline to give Jack a little more real estate there in the middle? Because it seems like it's causing some hesitation, which never is seen for Jack Sock in that category. What about this DUPR?
Is that my DUPR down there?
Yeah. That's why we're shielding you from the play.
That's
here,
right.
Greg. We got to keep you on the sideline.
I'm too good for Ben. No, but that's amazing. Their combined DUPR's over 14 for Ben and Colin. That's unbelievable compared to 13.27. Big difference.
This return, and of course the Vulcan V Pro flight. This is the second rendition of the ball, playing a little bit softer, according to a lot of these pros. Ooh, just back.
God, that looked good when he made contact, but it did go a couple inches out. Nice hands by Jack there.
8-15.
Oh,
I mean, Colin Johns in the middle of that point before they got to the line had a perfect mid-court reset off a full sock forehand. It's just unbelievable. Hustlers got to go here. If they want a chance, they've got to get a few on the board.
98.
big drive from Jack Sock. Anything's possible in rally scoring, but to your point, running out of real estate here once you get into that 20 zone. And there's a waiver wire coming up too for all these teams following this event. Waivers begin on June 19th and 20th, so if you're underperforming, pressure is mounting.
Point.
A pleased-looking Dave Fleming.
Yeah. This is classic Ben and Colin, where they make you think you have to. be nice going into the women's match. You don't want to get completely destroyed. You know, it just brings down the energy of your team. So if they can get to 15 or something.
Game point here for Carolina. Deep for Jack Sock, and the Johns brothers take the first by a very clean scoreline, 25-11, and these two are some of the most experienced pickleball players out here, and experience prevails in this one.
Yeah, that was a classic Ben and Colin match. I mean, just make every ball, don't do anything stupid, play the percentages, make the other team make the dumb mistakes, and that's what happened. I think Jack got a little trigger happy, trying to do too much on 4s and 6, and Ben and Colin close it out.
Women's doubles coming up next in this best 3 out of 4 or 5 if we must match series. We'll be right back with more from the premier level on center court.
One minute, players, 1 minute.
How about these views from our nation's capital here at MLP Washington, D.C.? We've got women's doubles coming up next between the Carolina Pickleball Club and the New York Hustlers. Carolina making their big debut here in D.C. So far, so good, as we expected with the Johns brothers, who I believe opted to put their men's doubles team out there first. So now we get to the ladies. Leah Jansen has won a gold medal on the PPA Tour in women's doubles this year, playing alongside Tina Pisnik. Had phenomenal results in singles as well, capturing 2 golds in Texas. And she's been working at her game with the New York Hustlers coach Mike Wolf. Leah Jansen, obviously an anchor too. If this team were to go to a dream breaker, she's playing alongside Jackie Kawamoto, who played Division I college tennis at the University of Dayton. And these two are a big team to beat. You got Andrea Koop and Jessie Irvin on the other side. Andrea Koop, a national champion out of UCLA in Division I college tennis. Jessie Irvin, a former tennis pro. So Ben Johns talking strategy in the corner with Jessie Irvin. What are they discussing here, you think?
If I knew, I probably wouldn't be in the booth with you, Nish. Ben is he's the best player in the game, and he's probably the best strategist as well, along with Colin. So whatever he's saying is worth its weight in gold for sure. I don't know what I would love to know what he's saying. That's a great, I mean, I literally have no idea. That's the thing. I have no idea. Even I'm the analyst, and I have no clue. But sure, he's saying some golden nuggets, and they're going to use it. Hopefully they're...
Andrea Koop made it to the Grand Slam final with Jackie's sister, Jade Kawamoto. Big results for her there. Leah Jansen will start us with first serve over to Jessie Irvin.
Point 1. One, 0.
So a full-time lawyer. Big play for Leah Jensen to counter.
1-3. Hey, that's great. Out, point 4. Great ball, Jackie. 4-1.
Over, pulls within 1.
Big point there for the Hustlers. Jansen, she's got a big two-hander. I played against her yesterday for a little bit in practice, and she tattooed me, I think, twice.
Very humble of you to admit that. We appreciate the honesty. There's the two to set up Jackie Kawamoto to tie it at 4.
That's why we love women's doubles right there. I mean, there was like 6 or 7 hand exchanges, and no one could get on top of it. Then finally Jackie does, but great point there.
Packed house here at the Washington Tennis and Education Foundation. Ooh. Handcuffed to that again there, Andrea Coop finding the right location. The 3-point lead now for the Carolina Pickleball Club.
7-4. Hey, there you go.
Rare miss third for Jesse Irvin. Coop and Kawamoto also spend a decent amount of time training together up in the Midwest. Andrea Coop resides in Michigan. The Kawamoto's in Indianapolis.
Got it, and yeah, that's a good point, Mish. Like, all these girls have been around for a long time, and they all know each other. They played against each other and with each other a million times in a million tournaments, so they all know each other's games pretty well.
Ooh, sneaky lob from Kawamoto. Jesse Irvin on the full extension.
Who's got the higher vertical, Coop or Irvin? That's the real question. Both got up pretty good there.
8-6.
Thought I heard timeout over there, but it looks like they're not going to call it.
10-8.
Good spot for Jesse Irvin. The Hustlers really need the confidence here. They have yet to win a match in regulation. After Atlanta, they did win a dream breaker there, but lost the others. 2 in regulation and 1 in a dream breaker to Annalise team back in Atlanta.
That's 2 misses in a row where Jesse had a sitter put away and just did a little bit too much with it. But yeah, like you said, Hustlers, they really need to win this particular game because they got Ben Johns again in mix. So you almost got to count that as a loss almost. Not, you know, anything can happen, but need to win this match, this particular game.
That's very true. And Ben factored that in when forming this team as well, that confident in the men's and the mixed
12-9.
when he's on the court. Oh, so much offense on the side of the Hustlers, who will take the 13-9 lead with them into the end change. What are you liking right now about the Hustlers' performance?
Yeah, nice little run by the Hustlers at the end of the first half here. It was, you know, kind of back and forth, but then I think Jackie hit a couple really nice third shot drives, and they got to the kitchen really easily. And then just being patient and being aggressive a little bit, but nothing too crazy, waiting for the right opportunity, some good speed ups. And Jesse, you know, on the Carolina side, Jesse, she missed like 3 or 4 forehands there where she just took a big backswing and just tried to do too much. So, but yeah, it's kind of like having LeBron James on your team in basketball, you know, who just knows everything. And, you know, that's Ben. So, not to knock Dave, I'm sure he's a great coach too, and I'm sure.
He absolutely is a great coach.
But it's helpful to have Ben and Colin, both the top couple strategists in the game.
Helped Seattle win
13-9.
a couple of titles with a less experienced team.
Good start from Jesse there. I think she shortened the backswing a little bit on that forehand. She knows she missed 3 or 4 earlier, so good sign for her.
That's okay, Jackie. That's okay. Just one. That's all right. Eleven 13.
Remember, we haven't had to use them yet, but each team gets 3 challenge per match, so that's at least 4 games within the match. You can choose when to use those. What a roll from Leia Jansen. So much topspin to the corner of the kitchen.
That's such a nasty dink, and Jack Sock is dancing over there, celebrating that dink. That was nasty.
So smart from Jackie Kawamoto. Off the let cord, taking advantage of the court positioning from Andrea Coop.
16-11.
Slapper from Leia Jansen, and a 6-point lead now for the Hustlers.
Surprised we're not seeing the timeout here. Oh, here it is. There it is. There it is. Good call by Greg. Thanks, Mish.
Hustlers pulling away here. What's the problem at the moment for Jesse Irvin and Andrea Coop?
Yeah, I think they're being a little bit too aggressive on some of these fourths. Leia and Jackie are hitting really good thirds. I think both Andrea and Jessie are just trying to be too aggressive. That's something for the viewers at home. If you want to be aggressive on fourth balls and sixth balls and eighth balls, and don't let the team serving get to the kitchen easily. But if they hit a good drop, you got to let them in. Or just don't try and do too much, because then you just give them free points, right? Just, I can hit one good third, but then my opponent's going to do something stupid, and I don't even have to hit a dink, right? So if they do hit a good third shot drop, it's okay. Let them in. They still have to win the point at the kitchen. So easier said than done, obviously. But I think Coop and Irvin just, if they hit a good third, let them in. They're great at the kitchen. They're great dinkers, so they definitely need a couple here.
Tequila.
Ooh, Jessie Irvin takes advantage on Leia Jansen off balance.
Another kind of transition forehand miss there from Jessie.
Great spot for Jessie Irvin right at the left hip of Leia Jansen. Jams her up.
15-19.
Drive through the middle for Coop.
Feint dip just enough to get a little bit below the net, make it a tough volley for Leia. It's a great shot.
16-19. Andrea Coop lays a hammer, and Carolina's back within two. Timeout called by the New York Hustlers as momentum slips away from their side. It's anyone's game at this point. Playing at 25, win by 2. Have another look at the pop-up created by Andrea Coop. Monstrous play for her on the left. It's impressive to me too, Greg, with these players that still have full-time jobs and demanding ones at that. Andrea Coop being one of those players as a full-time lawyer.
And making PPA finals, and she's unbelievable, so very impressive.
17-19.
Oh, a sweet flicker from Jackie Kawamoto, drops it inside the baseline.
That is a very confident shot. You got to be pretty loose to hit a drop volley like that. I mean,
misses off the reset.
thought that was going to roll over the net cord there, but A little short.
21-18. Timeout, 19. 19-21.
Great point, Leah Jensen, and the Hustlers earn it for a game point. Not yet. 23, excuse me.
Leah thought so too.
She sold me. Jackie Kawamoto gets the game point.
Ferocious, but she Kawamoto, she's small, but she gets so much power on the ball. Her body, her hips are turning so fast. Really impressive.
Pop-up chance goes into the net for Jackie Kawamoto.
I think Leia's going to challenge if it hit Jesse's body, I believe.
We have a challenge that the ball hit the player or becoming dead. Result of the rally is 24-19. Proceed to video review.
Video challenge here. We'll see ball indeed body or newly hit. On the line here, game 2. Carolina Pickleball Club.
That look clean?
Live, I didn't see anything, but let's take one.
It looks paddled to me.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the handle of the paddle there. I actually thought it hit her chest when it was live, but I think it was a handle. Yeah, definitely handle.
Oh, I see some good dancing in the stands. Let's see it. Yep. I was looking at you. That's the good dancer right there.
Howard Hepworth is our lead referee for this one. Mary Namey is relaying what she saw on the replay. Play on. 2 free challenges left for the remaining 2 mixed doubles games to come here on both sides. On the side of the New York Hustlers, Jesse Irvin and Andrea Coop save the game point. Big play from Jesse Irvin to follow up the legal paddle position from the kitchen. Remember, Hustlers will have to win on their serve, so this is only for a side out on their side.
21-24. Side out. 24-21.
Coop and Irvin just battling their way back.
1 point at a time. That's one of the reasons for the change of winning on your serve. We've seen more comebacks now in this style. Take more risk in that moment, and game point number 2 returns to the side of the Hustlers.
Jessie wants that one back. She had it.
24-22.
Little bit of a tight dink there from Leah. Looked a little tight. Good sign for Carolina, bad sign for the Hustlers. All right, prediction. If they win this point, they win the game, obviously. But if they lose this point, then I got Carolina winning.
Okay, I like that. Game point number 3 here. Oh, it's wide. The Hustlers take game 2 to even it out 1 game apiece.
What a point. I mean, probably the best point of the game on a game point. Woo, that got tight there for the Hustlers.
Every fan on the edge of their seat for this one, and Carolina won the toss, so they will have their choice of mixing and matching against the Hustlers with whatever combination the Hustlers put out first. What a performance for Jackie Kawamoto and Leah Jansen. Game number 3 coming up next.
New York is putting out Leia and Jack as the starting mix. Two minutes. Game starts in 2 minutes.
We are all even out 1 game apiece. The New York Hustlers ladies took their game, and the Johns brothers won the men's doubles match. So we move on to the 3rd game, which will feature our first mixed doubles matchup. The coin toss, Greg Dow, was massive in this matchup because when you give the Carolina Pickleball Club leverage in their ability to choose their mixed doubles matchup, that's huge when the New York Hustlers have a clear 1A and 1B team on their side. So Ben Johns saying he won the toss to our Ireland Horvat. Thank you for that information, by the way, Ireland. And so the New York Hustlers put out Jack Sock and Leah Jansen. That's their clear number 1 mixed doubles pairing, to which the Carolina Pickleball Club countered with Ben Johns and Jesse Irvin. So either way you put it, if you assume that Ben Johns will win every mixed doubles match, which is not guaranteed, but you assume that that's the sacrificial lamb on the side of the Hustlers, right? So then you've got your team looking a little vulnerable here in this situation, should they drop this first mixed doubles game, but we will see how it all shakes out. Jack Sock and Leah Jansen, they're up for the task, and if there's any team that can beat Ben Johns and Jesse Irvin, what would be the argument that it could be Jack Sock and Leah Jansen?
Well, Sock, as he smiles and he says right now to me and points down, Jack, like we said, I know he didn't play great in men's, but he is really streaky and he hits the ball harder than about everybody. And if somebody can get hot and beat Ben and Jesse, it's Jack Sock. And he's obviously got Leia Jansen at his side, who's really an experienced player, consistent player. So it's definitely possible. He's going to have to play really well.
Leia Jansen will start us off with first serve to Jesse Irvin. Miss third from Leia Jansen. First point to Carolina. It's about 90 degrees here on center court. 10 degrees hotter is what it feels like with the reflections off the court. So these players are playing in what feels like 100-degree temperatures. Something to note.
One.
Jansen sets up Jack Sock all the way, 4-1 for the Hustlers.
Jack had something to say to Jesse. I didn't hear exactly what was said, but he's talking a little smack out there. He's having fun.
So another interesting note, the Hustlers went with Jack Sock and Jackie Kawamoto last event for most of their mixed doubles pairings. Switched it up here. Jack Sock is stunned at that play.
Right between the wickets, almost hit. A vulnerable spot for Sock. Nice dipping drive by Ben there. A little miscommunication there. I think Leia thought Sock was taking that and vice versa.
The ferocious forehand ability of Jack Sock from the kitchen. So to me, we're seeing a fully free Jack Sock here on the left, where he feels like he has full range to step into that middle court, which I think we need to see more of in men's doubles. Oh, a gimme for Jesse Irvin, and the Hustlers survived that one.
That's a perfect example of what you just said. Free range to roam. Jack is all over the court on that point, on all sides. Just puts a lot of pressure on you.
That serve is long for Jesse Irvin. Keeps people humble over here, you know, these pickleball pros. Keeps them in order. He's the enforcer.
And you know what? Pickleball's humbled Jack a little bit too, I will say.
I agree.
As the kind of missed third there.
I think his chirps do it justice.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Ben Johns hops it over Leah Jensen's paddle for the lead.
Too good from Ben and Jesse. Leah and Jack, I think, should have put one of those away. They just couldn't get one of them down enough. But great hands by Ben and Jesse.
Oh, Jack Sock.
Uh-oh.
Goes a little high on Ben Johns, throwing up his hand.
Ben is not too happy about that, even though Jack gave the immediate apology.
I don't think it was intentional.
No.
Though one could argue the near miss to the family jewels would be the response of that.
True.
Inside out goes Jack Sock.
Beautiful, and we could hear, but Ben called that one out for Jesse not to hit. He said leave it, and Jesse didn't. It's tough to leave balls, though, like that.
11-10.
I like Jack being aggressive, but that ball, I just don't think that ball's sitting up enough for him to do anything with that. Instead, hits it out.
For Ben Johns, the Hustlers take back the lead.
Yeah, I think Jack got away with that a little bit, speeding it up on his back foot there, but Hustlers end up on top on that point.
12-11.
Not the crashing ball Jack was hoping for.
12-12. Yeah.
13-12 lead for the Hustlers on the end change. So
don't do too much. They're playing really well.
Seconds.
Miley Cyrus in the house here in Washington, D.C., our second event of the year of 8 regular season events. Coming up next in Major League Pickleball, we have the MLP event combined tournament in July, where challenger and premier level teams will compete against one another. Jack Sock gets away with one there, high on the backhand side of Ben Johns.
14-12. No. Tied out, point 13. 13-14.
Tie game, Carolina ties it at 14.
That's exactly what Carolina wants to do. Ben and Jesse want to sit there and dink.
15-15. Point 16. 16-15.
Another miss and a timeout called. Nope, just kidding. Side out. Thought there was a timeout called.
16-15.
With a crafty lob mixed in. How about it?
Jack Sock. That's the difference between Sock and everybody else. I don't think anybody else playing pickleball right now can do what he just did.
No.
With the counter save and the lob, Ernie, whatever that, I don't even know what that was. And
on a ball that most people would have just chipped back
oh
over, right?
yeah, he hits a perfect lob. Like, the guy's a beast.
What is he challenging? Ben Johns is challenging something. They haven't used one yet. Might as well.
Even after the pointsman, Jack, you might want to just ask and make sure that's the case.
We have a challenge that Mr. Sock did not touch outside of the non-volley zone when he entered through the non-volley zone back into play. The result of the rally is 16-16. We'll proceed to video review.
So they're challenging whether or not Jack Sock re-entered the kitchen after.
I think maybe reestablished after the Ernie. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can get a replay here and see what they're challenging. I didn't see anything on first glance, but see if we can get a replay.
Here's another look. I mean, no question there if he's reestablished off the. Okay, so here's where the leg cord happens. Athletic play incoming. Here it is. Lob. Outside the kitchen.
Oh, so did he step in the kitchen and then yeah. So let's see if he did.
I think he's reestablished behind it, but let's have another look. So he does go in there on his right foot, but his left foot clears.
But right foot still in.
But he
a foot fault or a kitchen fault. So well, I think they're going to overturn this.
Yeah, Howard Hepworth is here to clarify the situation.
After review, there was a fault on the play. The player did not touch outside of the non-volley zone prior to hitting the ball when he came through the non-volley zone. 2 video challenges remaining.
It's unbelievable. I mean, this guy is a total technician of the game. I don't think anyone else in the sport would have caught that.
I knew it. I knew it the whole time.
You were just holding out on us.
I was holding out.
It's unbelievable.
No, that was.
And that athletic play goes to waste there for Jack Sock.
17-15.
Let's see how New York responds. Ooh, Ben Johns strikes again. Aggressive through the middle. 3-point gap now for Carolina.
Yeah, a little bit. Hustlers in the danger zone right here. You really need the balls back. You can't get 22-15 or 16 or something like that. They need the ball back here.
Gets one down the line.
A little neck cord tip there, but she's on that ball. That's a great shot from Jessie.
Time on New York, 19-15.
Yeah, this one slipping away from New York. How did they get back in?
Yeah, good timeout. I mean, what Ben and Jessie have done is just slow it down.
Very committed fan base here. And I think I see a John sibling lingering there in the crowd. The Johns brothers.
Is that Hannah? No, that's not Hannah.
That's one of the younger sisters, I think.
Is she in a mixed partner?
New York has no timeouts remaining. Carolina, 1 timeout.
I think so.
I need the Johns.
One of them entered into a pro event in women's doubles. So
I need
get
the
in
Johns
there,
blood. I want in.
Okay.
Side out, point
There's
16.
7 siblings to choose from. 2 are off the table because Ben and Colin
16-19.
can't play mixed with you, unfortunately. Uh-oh.
Side out, point 20.
There we see the John siblings.
2016.
They're from around this area, just about 45 minutes away.
Side out, point 17.
Barely missed it.
All right, let's see if Sock and Jansen go on a little run here. They need, I think they need 2 or 3 here.
Big aggressive serve will help, but the third
Side out,
shot
point
drive
21.
long by
I didn't
about
see
4
that.
feet.
I didn't even see that, though. That was smashed so hard. Some conversation between Jesse and Jack.
21-17.
Through the middle, finesse from Ben Johns. He picks his spots so perfectly and so deceptively, too.
It's too good from Ben.
22-17.
Oh, nice get from Jack. Unbelievable play from Ben. Oh, survive. Yeah, no room in the budget for any unforced errors at this point. Oh my, Jesse Irvin pulls it just with some off speed to the corner.
She held that thing for the last second. Saw Jack go towards the middle and right down the line. That was pretty sweet.
Oh, can't go there on Ben Johns, not on game point. Carolina takes the third, 25-18. The Ben Johns effect does indeed prevail in mixed doubles as we expected.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, it was tight the first half, but then Ben is surgical out there. I mean, he is methodical. He just said, hey, let's go back to basics. Jack Sock is going to hit some good forehands. He's going to have some flashy stuff, but we're going to make more drops, more dings, get to the kitchen more often. And that's what they did, and they pulled away, and that scoreline doesn't even look close now, and they were down at the break. So pretty unbelievable from Ben.
Now all the pressure falls on CJ Klinger and Jackie Kawamoto for the New York Hustlers. They desperately need a win to force a dream breaker. More from Washington, D.C. on the other side of this short commercial break. You're watching day 2 from the Major League Pickleball, Washington, D.C. Our premier level action continues, and the debut of Carolina is looking pretty sharp, which is exactly why Dave Fleming, as the general manager and coach of this team, went all in on the #1 draft selection in Ben Johns, because you're guaranteed almost a win in men's doubles and a mixed doubles when he's there. So now you just rely on Colin Johns and Andrea Koop to clean it up in 3 games here. However, Jackie Kawamoto and CJ Klinger still with a chance here, very much so in this mixed doubles match, but they're going to need a lot out of CJ Klinger, the lefty, playing the right side of the court here in this mixed doubles format. He struggled a bit in men's doubles, understandably so. That's the Ben and Colin Johns effect, but what would you like to see out of CJ Klinger as the alpha male here in mixed?
I think CJ's got to play big here. He's big, he's long. When you're playing mixed, you're used to the guy being on the left and reaching in with that forehand in the middle, but it's really weird playing against a lefty who's playing the right in mixed. So it's just kind of an odd situation where you're keeping away from the guy on the right and hitting to the girl on the left. It's just strange. So CJ's got to use that sort of odd situation to his advantage. And we'll see if Colin starts. He might start on the right here. I'm interested to see, because he's such a good right side player. And he does start on the right here, which is pretty interesting. Generally, the guy is on the left in mix, as we all know, but Colin's so good on the right.
Yeah, you
start
mentioned
there.
that might happen.
I did.
Called this.
Coach Dow, here he is.
Greg Dow in the booth and in our hearts.
That's right.
So how do your targets shift then for CJ and Jackie, who are maybe expecting the guy down the line, especially if you're CJ in this lineup?
Yeah, I mean, Jackie's now she's going to be dinking cross court a lot with Andrea. So we'll see how those left side dinks look.
Wow. Koop and Johns countering king and queen. What a spot for Colin Johns, finding some comfort here on the right. I like that switch a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
And Colin on the right and Koop on the left.
4-0.
Very smart. There's a big play from CJ Klinger. Now you wonder if it's situational for Carolina to do this, or if this is how they're going to align in all their mixed doubles matchup. Ooh, quite long for Colin Johns.
Yeah, I think maybe, on Carolina's side, Colin feels like if he's in front of the girl on the right and the girl's on the left, and he's playing against a lefty like he is now, he's probably in a pretty good position. So I guess that would probably be part of the thought process going into this. So we'll see if he's playing another righty who's playing the left side. I doubt he does this, but.
Oh, Jackie Kawamoto, speaking of that line on Colin Johns, goes right to it.
That was beautiful.
4-4.
New York Hustlers claim a lead here in this fourth game. They desperately needed 3 standing points on the line for both sides. Jackie Kawamoto takes over from the left. Proving to be the X factor here so far. CJ Klinger finding his confidence too. 3-point lead for the Hustlers. Ooh. Jackie Kawamoto, should also mention, a 2-time MLP champ with Dallas, or played in Dallas for November of 2023. That was with the DC Pickleball team at that time. Newport Beach in 2022. just back for Colin Johns.
That's the
Going to
disadvantage.
maintain your alcohol?
Oh, that's a good challenge here.
Jack? You're going to maintain your alcohol?
Howard Hepworth asking if Klinger and Kawamoto will stand by the out call, and they will say yes. Live, I thought I saw a little space of blue at the baseline there. We'll see with a replay here. What'd you see, Greg?
I don't know. I was looking at the screen for the replay. I couldn't really tell. I will say it's tough. The disadvantage of Colin playing the right mix is he's got this backhand in the middle that you can't flick over as much as a forehand, right? So he's great at the kitchen, great dinker, but CJ's got a forehand in the middle versus Colin's got a backhand. And this would be 2 misses already on sort of higher shots in the middle of the court that he would easily put away with a forehand, but just missing them long with the backhand. So that's the big disadvantage of a righty playing the right in mix for sure.
I believe the Carolina Pickleball Club still have 3 challenges to work with on their side too. With Ben Johns winning the challenge in his mixed doubles game.
See Sock just, I mean, I don't know if he's playing mind games. I don't know if he's just having fun, a little bit of both, but he's just yucking it up with Ben and Colin. I mean, it's just so funny.
But it's fun to see the casual approach, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He makes it fun. He brings levity to the sport. Reminds people that it's not that serious,
Yes.
especially with the transition coming over from tennis. And we'll give you another look at it once we have a chance to see it. Just having a bit of a technical difficulty here. Here's a look. Yep. I don't know
about that one.
Oh, from that view.
Ouch. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. So,
Live, it looked out, but
yeah.
here's Howard Hepworth with the verdict.
After review, the call on the court stands, the ball was out.
All right.
This
As
video
expected.
challenge, you have 2 free challenges remaining. You have 2 free challenges remaining. We resume play at New York serving 8-6.
2 challenges remain on both sides. And CJ Klinger
8-6.
looking to protect a 2-point lead on his side. Big serve over to Colin. Oh, Jackie starts the fight.
You got to keep it away from Jackie right now. I mean, you got to keep it away from her.
11-6.
Colin Johns puts a halt to the momentum for now on the side of the Hustlers, but look out for Jackie Kawamoto. And remember, this is a new combination for the Hustlers.
Right.
They went with Leia Jansen and CJ Klinger in Atlanta. I like this combination with Jackie on the left here with CJ. And a drop volley winner.
Come on, these guys. I wouldn't think about doing that up 24-12. They're doing it in the middle of a match. It's just crazy.
Wow, Jackie's not missing anything right now. Speed ups coming her way. Speed ups initiated by her. And the dinks too.
Unbelievable. I mean, when you're playing aggressive pickleball and hitting winners, that's one thing. But to play aggressive pickleball, hit winners, and be consistent and not miss a dink, that's when it's just with her sister. She's playing the left with Leia, so
15 seconds.
I'm sure she prefers the left more, and obviously playing with CJ as a lefty who's going to play the right puts her in a good spot where she's comfortable. So it's working out pretty well.
13-7.
Oh, Jackie was there for the ATP defense. CJ Klinger steps over, though, to try and help, maybe overstepping his bounds in that one.
I think he learned that from Sock.
Yeah.
That was Burt ATP defense. I mean, come on, CJ.
Would have looked like a genius, though, if it worked.
It's true. Ooh. Andrea Coop.
9-13.
Oh, Colin Johns takes over, brings his team within 3. Carolina right back in it. They would love to get 3 points in regulation. They could do it here, but only if they win this 4th mixed doubles game, and that's a missed return for CJ Klinger. Coop over to Kawamoto now.
Thought there'd be a timeout there, but there wasn't.
Yeah, that might have been a good time to use your one timeout. Jackie leaves it, Colin Johns misses it, and maybe not. Maybe they didn't need a timeout there. Well played by Jackie Kawamoto. She has been so good guarding that line against Colin Johns. Just a routine dink clinic for Coop and Kawamoto, who wins the battle on the left. Not a slice on those dinks from Jackie Kawamoto. She can do both. Missed 3rd for CJ Klinger. Now a 2-point cushion for the Hustlers.
13-13.
Andrea Coop, an MLP champ from the league's inception in 2021. Ooh. CJ goes to lob it.
CJ's just got to hang in there a little bit longer.
Trying to do too much on that?
A little bit. Yeah, I think so. I mean, Jackie's playing so well, and she's winning the battle against Andrea right now. Just stay in there.
Oh, no. Just wide for CJ Klinger. Had it.
Sweet.
Would have been.
Would have been. Oh,
just barely missed.
Was it? Yeah.
Timeout, New York, 15-16.
I think CJ just, like I said, I mean, his partner's playing so well. And
Right.
I do
Take
think
the pressure off yourself. Right?
Yeah, and I know as a guy in mix, you feel like you need to do a lot and you need to put pressure. But when the girl you're playing with is beating the other girl head-to-head, you don't have to do that much. You just have to wait for that middle ball and put it away, but just let them go cross-court. So I think right now, Jackie is beating Andrea on that cross-court dink battle. And I think CJ, maybe just calm down a little bit. Don't do it. You don't have to do anything crazy. Wait for that lefty forehand in the middle when Andrea pops it up, and just let Jackie go to work, because she's playing awesome right now.
Yeah, she is. And we saw the Kawamotos and how valuable they were to their team success for the DC pickleball team last season. Talking strategy here with Leah Jansen.
15 seconds. New York
And
has
Coach
no
Mike
timeouts
Wolf.
available. Carolina, 1 timeout.
No more timeouts for the Hustlers remain, but Carolina still has 1 left, so keep that in mind. Still some challenges available on both sides, should they need it. And the Carolina Pickleball Club, they do not want to go to a dream breaker with this lineup.
Nope.
15, 16.
Crushed it. CJ Klinger out of the timeout is clutched. 17-15.
17-15.
Jackie left one up,
17-17.
but I think on that one, yeah, just let Jackie have that one.
Jackie mixing up her spots. First went down the line on Colin, who read it beautifully. Then got the pop-up chance from Coop.
It's a good example of just let her go to work.
Yes.
You know,
Lean on.
at least right now, if you know, Jackie has the advantage.
Uh-oh. Big put away for Colin Johns. Tie game, 18 apiece.
Andrea Coop heard me, I think. She's like, Greg, I could take Jackie. Come on, she won that dink battle. Got to give her that.
Yeah, caused the pop-up chance.
18-18.
Little finesse ball from Jackie Kawamoto. Lead swings back to the Hustlers. Crucial stretch of the match. Oh, just back for Jackie Kawamoto. She had him beat.
Yeah, I think it was a little breeze. I think the breeze kind of took that ball, but
Yeah, the breeze has been at the backs of
yeah.
CJ Klinger and Jackie Kawamoto. It was a bigger impact yesterday, but certainly a factor here. Oh, what a play by CJ Klinger, 21-19 for the Hustlers.
That was just demolished by CJ. He saw that coming from a mile away. Boom. Lefty forehand.
Sniffing out a dream breaker of the New York Hustlers. Wide for Coop.
Great pressure from CJ there. It's all set up from him. Great drop from Jackie and CJ coming in. Coop thought she had to do a little too much with that to get away from CJ and caused the miss.
And caused a timeout called by Carolina here now in a 3-point hole on their side. Andrea Coop and Colin Johns closed the gap midway through here, put the scoreboard pressure on Jackie and CJ Klinger, who were able to separate themselves now. How do you hang on to this lead? It's 3 points and Raleigh scoring, still not enough for the New York Hustlers.
I mean, you know, if you're Carolina, like you said, you're only down by 3. We have rally scoring. You're playing well. Just keep the faith. Colin, I think, if he gets a dink that sits up a little bit on that forehand, I think he needs to attack Jackie a little more because Jackie's attacking him right now.
Yes.
CJ's attacking him. I think being a little bit more aggressive, trying to get the ball over to CJ's backhand if you're Andrea.
No timeout.
Give me a little down the line dink so CJ goes back to Colin, and then Colin with a forehand speed up. I think a little bit more aggressive, set the pace a little bit better. We'll see what happens here. Jackie's playing great. CJ started to play really well too. So
Actually here. That's deep for Colin Johns. We are going to a dream breaker, the first we've seen here on center court. Jackie Kawamoto was phenomenal in this match for the New York Hustlers.
Stud. She is an absolute stud. Attacking Colin, speeding up down the line, across his body, wherever she wanted. She took Colin to school that match. I got to say it, that game, it's a great plan, and CJ did his part as well. Too good from the Hustlers. It's going to be an interesting dream breaker here, Michelle.
And yeah, guess what? The New York Hustlers get to choose the matchup, and they have Jack Sock in the mix as well as Leah Jansen. Some singles prowess on their side. We'll be right back with some thrilling dream breaker action from DC.
It is a game to 21.
Game starts in 3 minutes. left. We got about 30 seconds.
Welcome back to Major League Pickleball, Washington, D.C. Our first. Carolina lost the advantage now. So they had the advantage in mixed because they won the coin toss. They chose to react. They put out Ben Johns against Jack Sock, to which the New York Hustlers won that second mixed doubles game. So now, who has the advantage in the singles roster situation? The New York Hustlers, because obviously Carolina is going to lead with Ben Johns, but New York got to choose their matchups between the ladies and the guys. So that's huge. And which team do you think is better built for singles here with each roster available?
Yeah, you know what? I think you got to favor the Hustlers slightly. Even though Ben Johns is still the best singles player in the world, Jack
Can't do it alone.
He can't do it alone, and Jack's probably a top 5 singles player at this point. You know, and then you get Leah Jansen, who's a top 3 or 4 women's player, so the slight advantage, Hustlers.
In the first match here for the Carolina Pickleball Club in general, the Hustlers are 1-1 in Dream Breaker, so a little bit more experienced in that category, despite the experience of Ben Johns in singles. Overcooked the return. Ben Johns will take a 2-0 lead. Winner for Jack Sock, 2 points apiece, and that's big against the best men's singles player in the world, Ben Johns. Leah Jansen comes out next against Colin Johns.
Oh, here we go.
We have our first guy-gal combination here.
I love this.
All the money on Leah Jansen for the Hustlers. Leah Jansen passes Colin Johns inside in.
Oh, I'm so happy I'm not Colin Johns right now. This is just a lose-lose situation.
Just on the third, Colin Johns collects 1. 2 more points to be played between these two.
3-3.
Deep on the serve for Colin Johns. Leah Jansen takes 2. And is CJ going to challenge here Colin Johns? Do I hear? Nope. Howard Hepworth is giving, I think, a warning over to CJ Klinger for can't contribute from the bench.
CJ gets his first verbal warning of his lifetime, or he'll ever get.
Just wide for Leah Jansen, 2 points apiece. So out comes CJ Klinger against either Andrea Coop or, yep, it will be Andrea Coop.
It's a good showing from Leah there, just to go 2-2. And now you're going to have your guy against their girl. Expect CJ to go 3-1 here at least.
Well, add some pressure when you're the guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So you would
does.
expect it to be that, but Coop can hold her own in singles
She
too.
can.
Don't forget, she's a national champion from UCLA in tennis.
5-4.
Well played by Andrea Coop. So this strategy could also work against the Hustlers in that way. Keep in mind,
5-5.
1 point apiece. Well played by CJ Klinger. He'll take the second. 1 more point to be played.
If I'm Jesse, I'm returning and coming in here. I'm not staying on the baseline with Jackie.
Oh, well played by Jessie Irvin. Holds her own off the let cord sequence.
6-8.
Jackie Kawamoto with a clean pass.
She hit that. There's just no celebration, no nothing. It's just like, oh yeah, that's just what I do. Jackie Kawamoto.
Last point between these two.
9-6.
Nice deep serve for Jackie. Jackie goes into the net, though, on the third.
Point
Jesse will split the difference, 2 points apiece.
Seven, 9. Side out, point 10. Ten, 7.
Sock had what he wanted there. Just a couple inches too low on the net.
8, 10. Point.
Uh-oh. Got to make returns. Can't give Ben freebies
9,
like that.
10.
Oh, skids off the tape. And John's clutch in that series. So Leah Jansen comes back out for 4 points against Colin Johns. They split last time.
If there's
They have
only
the backboard now.
there's only a little wind, I like hitting into it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, I like being with it. So I
Yes.
think, yeah, at this point, Hustlers are on the good side now. Basically tied up, 11-10. Very close.
15 seconds. Time in. 11, 10.
Finesse touch from Leah Jansen welcomes Colin Johns to the kitchen to tie it.
I think Colin was so shocked that she tried that shot that he missed it.
What a play by Colin Johns. Oh, what a play. Colin Johns comes away with a clutch 3-point advantage to Leah Jansen's 1. So out comes Andrea Coop against CJ Klinger. You need a sweep from CJ Klinger.
Yeah, Klinger's got to play well here, at least 3-1.
That's wide for Coop. CJ will take 1. He got 3 out of 4 last rotation.
13.
Uh-oh. Interesting choice to lob it there from CJ Klinger. Coop will take 1.
Very interesting. I would use the word poor choice, probably.
A little bit more accurate.
14, 12.
Ooh,
Klinger. Unbelievable. He heard Dow make fun of him, and he comes back with the drop volley. What a beast.
13, 14.
into the net goes Andrea Coop. Serve. So good.
Great deep serve, and then just a perfect deep third shot drive right to Jesse's backhand in the corner there. Not much to do.
14.
Ooh, just wide for Jackie. 1 more point to be played. Jackie looking to get a 3-1 edge.
15, 16.
Into the net goes Jackie. What a play. Jessie Irvin once again splitting. Phenomenal singles performance for her, even in both rounds against Jackie Komodo. 2-2. Ben Johns, the world #1, comes back out. Big pressure for Jack Sock. No, missed it into the tape. Ben Johns recovers another 1-point lead.
He loves that cat and mouse singles game. It's a perfect example of it right there.
17-16.
Oh, well played by Ben Johns.
I don't know what Jack can do there. I mean, he had a great return, deep backhand corner. Nice Ernie, but Ben he just sees everything coming so quickly. Anticipation.
Into the net, 3 points for Ben Johns.
No drives, no passing shots, just cat and mouse.
Carrying his team to a potential match point here. Last point between these two. What a block from Ben Johns. 4-0 sweep. And a match point here. Leah Jansen carries all the pressure her team feels on her shoulders right now. It is either get all 4 points or lose the match.
Carolina, 19-20.
Wise timeout called.
I think so too.
By the Carolina Pickleball Club, and there's no better person to lean on than brother Ben Johns for Colin Johns. 2 missed returns. Colin Johns gifted over to the side of the New York Hustlers, and a stunning mismatch between Ben Johns and Jack Sock. I almost wonder if I would have went CJ Klinger out first against, you know they're going to put Ben out first,
against
right?
Ben, yeah,
and then put Jack second to
yeah, no, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but I kind of agree with that too. I kind of agree with that too.
Just a thought.
But we'll see. They might
Just
get away
with the
with
numbers,
it.
how they've shaken out
Yes.
here. I mean, I think the Hustlers believed Jack Sock had a fair chance against Ben, but
Yeah, I
it's
think
just
so.
next level phenomenal, especially in a 4-point sequence. Ben can go all out for 4. Leah Jansen on the brink of tying it here for Carolina on the ropes with a 1-point edge. Oh my, almost got there. Colin Johns survives it, and out comes CJ Klinger against Andrea Coop. You have to win on your serve. So the score stands at 20-19. That was a crucial side out for Colin Johns. Andrea Coop could win it here for Carolina. Oh, she goes big on the drive. I like the choice. Just missed it. Top of the tape.
I thought she had that. I just saw a tape hit the tape, go over CJ's paddle there, but didn't happen. Here comes Klinger.
Tie game. New York Hustlers back in it.
That was a couple inches from being just a perfect shot.
21 all. Have to win on your serve. Drop volley for CJ Klinger. He takes 3 of the available 4 points, so out comes Jackie Kawamoto and Jessie Irvin, and Jessie has been clutch
Yes.
in this rotation. She is split for 2. Nobody has won the series, so to speak, within these 2. Jackie Kawamoto with a match point on her side. She could close it here. She will. Jackie Kawamoto and the New York Hustlers take down Ben Johns and the Carolina Pickleball Club in their debut this season in Washington, D.C. What a performance for the New York Hustlers.
Pretty even match all around. I mean, you go 2-2, and then you go, what was it, 22-20 in the Dream Breaker. About as even as it can get. 2 great teams. We saw Ben Johns, the best player in the world, Jack Sock, the legend, CJ Klinger, the kid. We saw a little bit of everything, Mish. Great match.
A phenomenal match indeed, and we have to get the winning thoughts of the New York Hustlers. We'll see if we can get them on the mic next. What a moment for the New York Hustlers. 2 standing points go their way.